Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into a microphone. Why? Well, just because I can, and I continue with the sinking city, Blind. Let's get on with the main quest. So, Vanderberg told me that I hold the fate of Oakmont in my hands. With the help of the seal, the gate of the sunken prison, Katigonar, can be closed for several centuries or opened at last, but I must find a way in, and the only man who can help me is the local archaeologist Joseph Hill. He lives on Lambert Street between Heelog and Hale. Okay, Lambert Street between Heelog and Hale, so basically over here. Okay, I can do that.
He tried to escape, but something broke his neck with a single strike.
Okay, let's check upstairs first. What is that? It kind of looks like a zombie. It's like green. Okay, apparently it was an undead Mayan. So I was close enough, it was an undead. Let's talk with the guy.
Is she gone? Did you get her?
What the hell's going on? I'm sure I shot her dead, but then she ran.
Oh, snub, we are in trouble now. My name is Joseph. Sorry for getting you into this, and thanks.
Charles Reed. I was actually looking for you.
For me? How can I help you?
What do you know about that thing? The girl that attacked us?
She's Usha, a Mayan priestess, rejected by death itself. I can only imagine what baleful sorcery still keeps her alive.
Unusual, even by this mad city standards. Why would a Mayan priestess come here? What's special about this house?
It was me she was after. Usha holds a secret older than humanity itself, and she wants to stop me from uncovering it. Don't ask me about it further. I can't say any more.
I need your help to get into Katigonar. This madness must be stopped.
Oh, that's a noble goal, but Vanderberg...
Johannes was the one who told me about you, and about all the things that have happened since the flood.
He did? Well, I underestimated you. We share the same goal, but there's a problem.
What kind of problem?
The Mayan girl, Usha. She was the keeper of the key to Katigonar. We'll need it.
You mean the seal? I have it. Just show me the entrance.
The seal. You've got it. Spectacular. But alas, it doesn't solve our problem.
You're testing my patience, Joseph.
Usha was the last one to open the path below, and she still protects it. We cannot proceed until she's been dealt with.
My bullets did nothing. Do you know of any other ways to fight her?
There are ways to resist her sorcery. I was going to use them myself, but I'm not sure I have the skills to track this thing to her lair.
But didn't she come to you?
She caught me off guard, tried to kill me. I was unprepared. You arrived just in time to scare her off.
I'm a private eye. Tracking Usha won't be a problem. But how do we handle her?
Look, when you locate her lair, come let me know. Meanwhile, I'll prepare our defense against her magics. then together we'll banish her.
Any leads on how to track her?
I don't know. But she drinks blood to gain strength. There must be victims, corpses, but thanks to the wild beasts and madness, Oakmont is full of the dead. Though, I did hear rumor of a vampire in Salvation Harbor.
Well, I guess that's better than nothing. Johannes told me nothing about you. Can you fill me in before we continue?
I understand. You're curious.
Your face tattoos are rather unusual. What do they mean?
The Indians gave them to me. I visited a lost pyramid in the jungle. These are marks of wisdom.
Your illness, how did you get it? Is it contagious?
As with many other tropical maladies, it was borne by a certain species of fly. They bred in the wells of the old Mayan temple. Superstitious savages may call it a curse of the gods, but we're people of culture, aren't we?
I've seen enough to not take superstition so lightly these days. If Johannes trusts you enough to recommend your help, you must have some unique expertise.
Well, I am an archeologist, well-versed in alchemy and other less academic sciences. I have devoted my life to stopping the end of the world.
Wait, what?
I spent years in the jungle learning from Mayan descendants. The illness forced my return, but I believe Xibalba's entrance is under Oakmont.
Did you say Xibalba?
The world of the dead. It brings disasters, epidemics, madness. The most violent Mayan gods were locked inside and need sacrifices to remain. Different locals gave it different names. Some of them can be traced, their origins identified. But Katiganar, it precedes us all.
You want to get into this place, under Oakmont?
No. That place must be closed forever. All that befalls Oakmont has emerged from within its walls.
Well, I agree with that. That's plenty. Thanks, Joseph.
Please hurry, Reed. We can still save this city.
Okay, let's investigate this flat first.
These Mayan artifacts could be the prized jewel in many a museum collection.
This is your last warning, my son. If you proceed with your self-destructive research, I'll take action. I can't watch you kill yourself, corrupt your mind, and sacrifice your health to the old fairy tales about the dead. It's not worth it. Leave, or I will leave without, or I will leave you. No, leave it, or I will leave you without inheritance. I won't have you spend this money on your own death. Anne Hill, which I assume is his father.
By the looks of these plants, this photo was taken somewhere in South America.
Okay, I'll visit the basement as well, before tracking the vampire rumors in Salvation Hill.
He tried to escape, but something broke his neck with a single strike. Poor guy died here after several stomach wounds. Did just twitch. Whoa, must be my nerves. One ferocious blow, and he was gone. Bastard didn't get far.
A letter from the landlord. Dear Mr. Davis, I have followed up on your complaint, but regret to inform you that we have found no evidence that Mr. Hill has breached his rental agreement. I visited Mr. Hill after receiving your letter and found no substance to your allegations. In fact, Mr. Hill's apartments were in perfect order. Whatever troubles you with noises, voices in the night, horrible smells you may have, I suggest you resolve them with Mr. Hill in a civilized manner. Sincerely yours, J.M. Guts. Okay, I think I'm done with this location. Reports about the vampire in Salvation Harbor. Now, I suppose I should inquire at the police station about this? Because obviously that would be either a complaint or straight up a violent crime. Because for all I know, she probably kills her victims when she eats them. So that would be corpses being found with no blood in them. But it might also be in a newspaper. That would be a perfectly newspaper-worthy story. Especially given the fact that the Oakmont Chronicle, from what I've seen, is certainly not above a certain bit of rampant sensationalism. I'll start with the police. A bloodless corpse. We received today a report about the latest victim of this so-called vampire. Several blood-drained corpses were found in the backyard of Old Church Road between C. Smith Avenue and Maple Lane in eastern Salvation Harbor. I sent a patrol to inspect the crime. The bodies were similar to the previous drained corpses in Coverside, Shells and Reed Heights. No witnesses have come forward at this time. And this photo was taken during one of the Hill's expeditions to the Amazon. Joseph Hill and several Indians sit around a fire somewhere in the jungle. He looks a bit tired, but happy and confident in the photo. It's a bit silly that it doesn't describe the photo as I look at it, because, to be honest, I often forget to check if any new information has appeared in the journal. Okay, so... Old Church Road between C. Smith and Maple Lane. Okay, so somewhere in this vicinity. Okay, there's police line across this.
His blood was drained, just like Joseph said. She didn't spill a single drop of blood. He didn't die immediately. These are some savage bites to the neck. He would have suffered. He didn't die immediately. These are some savage bites to the neck. He would have suffered. Nothing useful inside. Old clothes and garbage, but this letter may be helpful.
Hotel owner's note. This is my final warning. If you don't pay me for the month's due, I'll sell all your belongings and you'll be on the street. No one may live at the Devil's Reef and avoid payment without consequences.
I found a debt letter from you at a crime scene. Can you tell me who it was for?
I have no idea.
Why? Do you send that many of them?
Yes, thanks to all you damn newcomers flooding Oakmont. I have a form letter that I adapt. Well, make a newcomer adapt for me to pay his debt. Got 50 of them back here right now. Clever, eh?
Indeed. Less useful than I'd hoped, though. Yeah, see you later.
To my dear nephew, my dear Victor, how is Oakmont treating you? Should you require any support, the Blackwoods will be happy to help you. I have arranged for that. Regarding your question, I didn't know where Robert went, sadly, only that he did not stay in Innsmouth. Perhaps there is hope he didn't perish in that cursed raid. Take good care of the hotel, please. Plenty of our relatives were interested in the property, but you're still my favorite nephew. I know the Devil's Reef is in good hands. Maybe I can search the rooms and find the guy's stuff this way, if he hasn't sold it yet.
I'm watching you, newcomer.
Because I don't have any other leads. I probably jumped too quickly at the possibility of this, and again missed like a crucial thing at the scene with like a retrocognition. Criminal sentenced for life. The murder of the famous mystic Johannes van der Berg has been solved. Police say newcomer Glenn Byers has confessed to the death and voluntarily surrendered to the authorities. Byers was sentenced to life imprisonment for his crime. Interestingly, the Byers case was taken on by Oakmont attorney F. Scott, previously known for his work with the Carpenter family. I will be doing my best to appeal this sentence. Given the tragic circumstances of the crime, we believe a more reasonable sentence is achievable. Yeah, I definitely hope he succeeds. And you know, given that apparently he's an attorney that has been in service to, you know, the Carpenter crime family, he probably has quite a lot of experience in achieving, you know, favorable outcomes. And in this case, the cause is actually kind of noble, because the guy definitely got shafted. Like, he only committed the crime because they were threatening to kill his family, which is a very, you know, tragic situation. It's like one of the most effective threats that you can make to a man. Yeah, I think I must have missed something at the crime scene, which I apologize for that. I know that's actually probably pretty frustrating to watch. Like, I jumped at the possibility of the letter because
I'm watching you, newcomer.
Because it seemed to have been such an obvious clue.
Lots of fish. These guys were gonna have a good meal here. If anyone had caught this shotgun blast, they would have lost their head.
Yeah, and of course, there's a retrocognition.
Brave Fisk, buddy. Hope none of those hungry wormskins saw you here.
Oh, and that's the vampire.
Take this, damn corpse!
Byer, suffer for your sacrilege.
Order me, priestess, and I will serve.
Okay, let's see what we have here.
Brave Fisk, buddy. Hope none of those hungry worms.
Take this! Order me, priestess.
Usha attacked 3 Innsmouthers before a man appeared and tried to shoot her. She called him Raymond and hypnotized him, somehow.
She called him Raymond and promised he would suffer much more for a purported sacrilege he committed. Now, I assume he's probably a resident of Oakmont. Like, maybe I can look him up in the registry in the city hall, and failing that, maybe I can find some article in a newspaper about him. Or alternatively, in a worst case scenario, I can ask Hill about the guy. Maybe he has heard about something like that. I'll start with the city hall. Well, let's check the Mind Palace. Maybe the connecting the clues will help me, you know, reach a conclusion. Usha needs blood to become stronger. A so-called vampire has killed people. Police reports from several city districts about victims found drained of blood in their backyards. Usha is an insatiable murderess. It's an undead killer who slays people to drink their blood. Oh, he dropped his bag. So I know that he's Raymond then. I guess I didn't notice that. To be honest, the game is a bit easy on me sometimes, because I didn't really notice that in the vision itself. If the game didn't straight up tell me, I wouldn't have noticed that he was the guy that specifically dropped the bag. Usha hypnotized Raymond somehow, and he dropped his bag on the crime scene in the backyard. The letter from the bag I found mentions a hotel dead, Raymond's whereabouts. A man called Raymond saw Usha's attack and seems to be connected to her somehow. He dropped a bag at the scene, inside of which is a letter concerning his overdue rent for a room in the Devil's Reef Hotel. Hill will help me to find entrance to Katiganar if I track down the undead Mayan priestess guarding its secrets. Some kind of undead Mayan tried to kill Joseph Hill, but was stopped by something. She attacked me and then fled.
I believe a man named Raymond lives here.
How's it your business?
I need to talk to him.
You'd be better off talking to the wall. Raymond Archer ain't here. Left a few days ago and never came back. Didn't pay either. Damn newcomer.
What about his room? Did he leave any belongings behind?
A pile of weird stuff and broken junk. Take a look if you want. It's the room next to yours.
Yeah, see you later. Did Raymond get this air tank from the same place I did?
Stop it! Please, stop it! Why do you show me this vile violence? I can't bear it!
I've seen some of these places. The backyard with corpses. Joseph Hill's house. Why did he draw all this?
Raymond's diary found work at the flooded lab on Moorland Road between C. Smith Avenue and Powderhouse Street. Boss says some weird stuff, but sounds like there will be gold at the end. Prepared everything for the mission, including getting a diving suit. Good thing that I know how to use it too, cause the place is underwater. Boss said the entrance is marked with 5 big stones. Boss got out with the mummy he wanted, and worse, there was no gold in her tomb. Taking the mummy to the lab, my egghead companion claims he can talk to the dead. Hopefully she will tell him where the gold is. I can't. How is it even possible? How could I know? No sleep, no rest. The mummy. Usha's whispering all the time. hiding underwater in her tomb. Spare me, get out of my head. Okay, so I guess he went there. Yeah, Raymond was hired by a grave robber. Someone hired Raymond as a grave robber. He found the Mayan mummy and brought it back to his secret lab. And I do believe that someone has to be Joseph Hill, right? Like, why? I assume she specifically wants to kill him because he disturbed her rest, and he did that because he wanted to learn the secrets that she knows. Raymond dived in a tomb marked with 5 stones. He expected to find gold there, but only got Usha's mummy. Resurrected Mayan tried to kill Hill. Some kind of undead Mayan tried to kill Joseph Hill. I'm not quite sure how does this not connect to this. It definitely seems like it would. Okay, does it mention found work in a flooded lab? It does mention an address, I guess. So, flooded lab. Moorland Road between C. Smith and Powder House. Moorland Road. Which district was it in? Moorland on C. Smith and Powder House. Oh, this is Moorland Road. Between C. Smith and Powder House. Okay, so somewhere on this sunken area. The last message. I can't take any more of this. My heart is breaking when I look into the hungry eyes of my family. They are still trying to smile, saying that someday this horror will end, but I know the truth. I think they also understand this. There's no salvation. I've stashed a bullet for each of us. There's no need for them to know what I'm going to do. Goodbye, my beloved. I hope you'll forgive me. Okay, so the guy has committed an extended suicide, murdering all of his family and then himself. Though I don't think the term extended suicide exists in English. I think in English they call it a murder-suicide. But in Polish, there actually specifically exists a term that literally translates to extended suicide, where a family member kills his own family and then himself, because it's understood, and I would imagine, in my perspective, quite rightly, it's understood as a totally separate kind of thing from murder, because it's usually not premeditated killing of your family members in the most classic sense. Like, people who do that, more often than not, obviously they have deep psychological problems, and they actually consider what they are doing to be, an effort of love towards their family. Like, much as this letter said, they are in such a state of mind that they consider death, including their own death and the death of their family, to be like the least painful option. They like want to be joined with their family in some better world that might come after death, or at least in nothingness, which in their current state of mind is better than constant suffering. I do think it should be sort of looked at differently than straight up murder, because it's not really. Those people, more often than not, they don't actually want to hurt their family members. They want to help them, but their state of mind is so warped, in their state of depression or whatever, that they actually consider death to be like the least painful alternative. But I got engrossed enough in talking about that I haven't actually found anything that would proceed the plot. But there's supposed to be a lab, which, this flooded lab, this doesn't look like a lab at all. It's just a family home. Like, maybe this location is actually kind of a red herring, and there is something else. Indeed.
Someone wounded really wanted to get inside this room.
Auctarium ad vitam Peireski. The essential souls of the animals may be so prepared and preserved that an ingenious man may have the whole Ark of Noah in his own study, and raise the fine shape of an animal out of its ashes at his pleasure, and by the like method from the essential souls of human dust, a philosopher may, without any criminal necromancy, call up the shape of any dead ancestor from the dust, whereinto his body has been incinerated. Borellos. That is actually a direct quote from the case of Charles Dexter Ward, where this text appeared. It's about raising the dead from like their ashes, basically. Oh, okay, this is unfortunate because now obviously I have to retry from a checkpoint.
Whatever happened in this lab, it has nothing to do with normal science. I don't think these tools were used for surgery.
She won't tell you about the Tiganar or gold. She won't talk to you. Only the seed may know.
So is that Joseph? I didn't memorize his face well.
Looks like it contains ashes mixed with salt. I do not want to know its origin.
Alchemist's journal. Materialization successful. Had to burn the subject with acid to make talk. Who could imagine the entrance was the crypt? Materialization successful. Hard to understand the deceased. Dialect is very old, but he knows nothing about stopping madness. Raymond found the mummy I was after, but she refuses to discuss Katigonar or madness. Even acid didn't help. That disdain Raymond want his gold, but she remains silent. Told me I'm not K-chosen. We must try harder. Usha may wish for death, but as long as I have her essential salts, I can revive her. There will be no escape from the pain. Okay, so whoever it is, he's been torturing the dead for information. And it's also implied that he like killed them and then resurrected them to torture them again, and if they died he would just resurrect them yet again?
You promised we'd be rich, Hill. Go ask her about gold. Not that nonsense about Kathy Damhar or seals.
Yeah, so it is Joseph Hill. Okay, so it has been established that he's trash. And then...
You broke the ceiling circles. Help me, you bastard! Stop this monstrosity! Let me in!
Time to figure this out.
You promised we'd be rich, Hill. Go ask her about gold. Not that... Help me, you bastard! Stop this monstrosity! Let me in!
Joseph Hill and Raymond tortured Usha to find out how to get inside Katigonar. But she got free and attacked them. Hill fled, leaving Raymond alone with her.
Stop! She has something to say.
Raymond? I was looking for you. We have to talk about the undead Mayan.
You don't need to hurt her. She knows what you want. She can offer a deal.
Last I heard, you were trying to shoot Usha, but now you're her messenger. Why the about-face?
She took this body as her vessel. She doesn't want to frighten you.
Well, using a man as a puppet is still creepy, Usha. What deal are you talking about?
You, chosen, must descend into the depths, into the shell. She knows the way.
I need to enter to stop the madness. If you tell me how to do it, I won't pursue you.
Generous. She has another offer. Help her, and she will tell you how to meet your destiny.
And what exactly am I supposed to do?
Kill sorcerer Joseph. He does not let her rest. He will pursue and enslave her once again.
You could have just told Joseph what he wanted. What difference would it have made?
The sorcerer does not deserve these gifts. He is guided by pride and greed. She waited for the K-chosen to appear, and here you are, marked, tied up by fate. She sees it in your eyes, wide shut.
Why should I kill Joseph? And why do you keep calling him a sorcerer?
He woke her up, plundered her body, forced her to breathe once more, cut her, pierced her, burned her, kept her in chains.
You want revenge.
She wants freedom. No freedom while the sorcerer lives.
What will you do after you're free?
Live.
I don't know. She requires human blood for sustenance, and she seems quite bloodthirsty indeed. Like, she has killed at least, like, I don't know, a dozen people? like, it's not like she can just drink a little bit of blood, it seems. She drains people to their death. So I might actually kill them both, but I'll start with Joseph, because then she will give me what I want. And he is definitely trash. Like, he has been torturing the dead for information for who knows how long. And you know, torturing the living is evil enough for me, but when you bring someone back from the dead just so that you can torture him, that's like, you know, some next level stuff.
If I do what you ask, where will we meet?
Among the stone fingers in the Garden of the Dead.
Oh, can't you just tell it straight? I've had enough riddles for a lifetime.
She believes your mind is not that weak.
I'll do it.
After everything I've seen in this laboratory, I'm on your side.
She will wait for you. Oh, my head.
The resurrected Mayan tried to kill Hill, but was stopped by something. She attacked me and then fled. Usha wants Hill dead. Usha promised to tell me how to reach Katigonar if I kill Joseph Hill. Usha will help me if I kill Hill. She wants revenge on Hill, but can't do it herself. Hill will help me if I find Usha. Stone Fingers in the Garden of the Dead. Usha wants Hill dead. If I kill him, I should meet her afterwards at the Stone Fingers in the Garden of the Dead. Usha was tortured to make her give up the secrets of Katigonar and the madness. She said they belonged only to the seed. An alchemist sought information about Katigonar. He revived the Mayan priestess Usha to extract her gruesome secrets. I'm not sure why this doesn't link. Joseph Hill let the resurrected Usha attack Raymond and did nothing to help him. Hill betrayed Raymond as a body snatcher. No, Hill hired Raymond as a body snatcher to bring him Usha's corpse, but when she got free, Hill abandoned Raymond. Hill revived the dead for answers. Joseph Hill resurrected Usha and others to learn about the madness emanating from Katigonar. Usha told Hill nothing. She was tortured but told him nothing because he is not of a seed. Usha's hideout. She hides underwater in her tomb. The entrance is in the cemetery, marked with a 5-finger shaped stones. This is exactly what Joseph Hill asked me to find out. I do think she will actually tell me, because what would be the point of telling Joseph about how she will only tell one of the seed if he is not of the seed? Like, what information would that, like, what sort of purpose would that information serve to him or to her as a lie? Like, I genuinely think she was actually truthful. And besides, Joseph Hill is trash. Hill cannot be trusted. He is just using me to deal with Usha, just like he used Raymond. He is not a man who can be trusted. Yeah, and this will be Hill must be killed. While Usha would need to continue feeding on Oakmonters, she knows firsthand how to enter Katagonar. Hill is a mad scientist that cannot be trusted. He betrayed Raymond and lied to me before. I need to kill him to prove to Usha I'm on her side. Yeah, I might kill her later as well, because it's definitely like she's very dangerous. Okay, Lambert Street, Hilog and Hale. Okay, this episode has been long enough, so I'm going to save here and end it for now. That's all for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!